In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of Holy Spirit, one God. Amen. Chosen ones, God needs to speak to you right now, and His voice is calling through the chaos of this world. This isn't a gentle whisper, it's a divine command, a message so urgent that ignoring it risks turning away from the very destiny He has carved for you. For the next 15 minutes, you must listen. Not because of fear, but because His words are the key to unlocking the life you're always meant to live. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear will shift everything you thought you knew about your purpose. God's voice isn't like the noise of the world. It's not a fleeting thought or a passing feeling. It's a fire that burns through doubt, a clarity that cuts through confusion. Right now He's speaking to you. Not someone else, not a crowd, but you. The Creator of the universe has set His eyes on you, chosen one, because you carry a spark that no one else does. Cariño, that spark is your calling. And it's why you're here in this moment, hearing these words. You've felt it before, haven't you? That pull in your soul, that sense that something bigger is waiting. That's God. And He's saying it's time to step into what He's prepared. You might wonder why now. Why is this moment so critical? Because the world is shifting, and so is your place in it. God sees the battles you faced, the sleepless nights, the betrayals, the moments you questioned if you'd ever rise again. He knows every tear, every scar, every time you stood when others would have fallen. And He's saying, enough. Your season of struggle is ending, and a new chapter is beginning. But to step into it, you must listen. His voice is the map, and these 15 minutes are your guide to the path He's laid out. Pause for a moment. Feel the weight of this truth. You're not here by chance. God's timing is perfect, and He's chosen this moment to speak because you're ready to hear. Your heart is open, even if you don't fully realize it yet. So, I'm asking you to do something simple. Hit that like button. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones walking this path. And leave a comment with the number 777. That number carries divine energy, a signal to the heavens that you're ready to receive what God has for you. Do it now, and let's keep moving forward together. God's message isn't just words, it's power. It's the same power that parted the Red Sea, that raised Lazarus from the dead, that turned fishermen into apostles. When He speaks, mountains move. And right now He's speaking to the mountains in your life. Those obstacles, debt, heartbreak, fear, they're not as solid as they seem. They're shadows. And God's voice is the light that will scatter them, but you have to choose to listen. Ignoring Him isn't just missing a message. It's delaying the breakthrough He's already set in motion. Think about Moses. He stood before a burning bush, a man who doubted his own voice, his own worth, yet God spoke. And in that moment, Moses became more than a shepherd. He became a deliverer. You're standing before your own burning bush right now. God's voice is the flame, and it's calling you to step out of the ordinary and into the extraordinary. You're not just another soul in the crowd. You're chosen, marked by God for a purpose that shakes the foundations of this world. What does it mean to be chosen? It's not about being perfect. It's not about having all the answers. It's about carrying a light that others can't ignore, even when you feel small. Look at David, a shepherd boy facing a giant. The world saw weakness, but God saw a king. When David heard God's call, he didn't hesitate. He picked up his sling, trusted the voice that guided him, and brought Goliath to his knees. You have your own giants: doubt, rejection, failure. God's voice is your sling, and He's telling you to take aim. Listening to God doesn't mean sitting in silence, waiting for thunder from the sky. Sometimes His voice comes through a feeling, a moment of clarity, a stranger's words that hit too close to home. It's the sudden strength you find when you should have given up. It's the idea that won't leave your mind, the dream that keeps you awake at night. That's God speaking through the fabric of your life, weaving His message into every moment. Right now, He's asking you to pay attention, to see the signs He's placed all around you. You've seen those signs, haven't you? The way things align just when you need them to. The job that came through at the last second. The friend who called when you felt alone. The verse that appeared exactly when you needed hope. Those aren't coincidences. They're God's handwriting. Proof that He's been speaking all along, but now He's turning up the volume. He's not whispering anymore. He's shouting, because the time for waiting is over. Your destiny is calling, and you can't afford to turn away. Let's talk about what happens when you listen. When you open your heart to God's voice, doors you didn't even know existed start to swing wide. Opportunities find you, jobs, relationships, ideas that change everything. Your health begins to shift, not just in your body, but in your mind and spirit. You start to see yourself the way God sees you. Not as broken, not as small, but as a force, a light, a chosen one, destined to leave a mark. Ask. This isn't about chasing wealth or fame. It's about stepping into the abundance God has already promised. Abundance isn't just money in the bank. It's peace in your heart, clarity in your decisions, strength in your steps. When God speaks, He pours out all of it. Look at Joseph, sold into slavery, thrown into prison, forgotten by those he helped. Yet he listened to God's voice even in the pit. And when the time came, God lifted him to a place of power, not for His own glory, but to save a nation. Your pit, your struggles, your pain isn't the end. It's the place where God's voice becomes clearest, preparing you for what's next. But here's the warning: ignoring God's voice has consequences. Not because He's angry in the way humans get angry, but because turning away from His call means turning away from your own purpose. Jonah tried to run from God's voice, and he ended up in the belly of a whale. God didn't punish him to be cruel. He brought him back to the path he was meant to walk. If you feel a storm in your life right now, it might be God's way of saying, listen, I'm calling you back to me. You're not Jonah though. You're here right now, ready to hear. That's why I'm asking you again, hit that like button, subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones, and drop a 777 in the comments. It's not just about supporting this message, it's about declaring to the universe that you're ready to step into God's plan. Do it now, because every action you take in faith sends a ripple through the heavens, aligning you with His purpose. What is God saying to you? He's telling you that you're enough, that the dreams you've buried, the hopes you've set aside, they're not dead, they're waiting. He's saying that the pain you've carried has shaped you, not broken you. He's saying that the world needs your light, your voice, your unique spark. You're not here to blend in, you're here to stand out, to shine so brightly that even the darkest corners can't ignore you. Think about Esther, a young woman, an orphan, chosen to be queen in a land that wasn't her own. When the moment came to risk everything, she didn't shrink back. She listened to God's call, stepped into her purpose, and saved her people. But you're an Esther in your own story. The world might not see your crown yet, but God does. He's calling you to rise, to speak, to act. Your 15 minutes of listening today could be the moment that changes everything. God's voice isn't just about big moments. It's in the small ones too. The way you forgive someone who hurt you. The way you keep going when you want to quit. The way you choose love over anger. Faith over fear. Every time you make that choice, you're aligning with His voice. You're stepping closer to the life He's designed for you. A life of purpose, impact, and joy that no one can take away. You might feel like you're not ready, like you're too broken, too tired, too small. But God doesn't choose the perfect, He chooses the willing. Look at Peter, a fisherman who denied Jesus 3 times, yet God's voice called him to lead, to build, to become the rock of a movement that changed the world. Your flaws don't disqualify you. They prepare you. God's voice is stronger than your doubts. And He's speaking right now to remind you of who you are. Listening to God means trusting Him even when the path isn't clear. Abraham left everything he knew because God said go. He didn't have a map, just a promise. And that promise led him to a legacy that still shapes the world. Your promise is waiting too. It's in the job you're afraid to pursue, the conversation you're scared to have, the dream you've been too shy to chase. God's voice is the courage you need to take that step. Right now, God is rearranging things for you. He's moving people, opening doors, clearing obstacles. You might not see it yet, but it's happening. The delays you faced, the closed doors, the rejections, they weren't denials. They were divine redirects, guiding you to this moment. His voice is telling you to keep going, to trust that what's coming is greater than what you've left behind. You're not alone in this. Thousands of chosen ones are walking this path, hearing the same call, stepping into the same promise. That's why I'm asking you to subscribe, to join this community of souls who know they're meant for more. Leave a 777 in the comments to seal your commitment to God's voice. It's a small act, but it carries weight in the spiritual realm. A declaration that you're ready for what's next. God's voice is also a shield. The world will try to drown it out with noise, doubt, criticism, fear, but His voice is louder. When you listen, you're protected. Psalm 91 says, He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. That's not just poetry, it's a promise. Every time you choose to hear God over the chaos, you're stepping under that protection, safe from anything that tries to pull you back. What does God want you to do right now? He wants you to trust, to act, to believe that the impossible is possible. He's not asking for perfection, He's asking for faith. Take one step today, one prayer, one choice, one moment of courage. That's how you align with His voice. That's how you unlock the floodgates of blessings He's holding for you. You've carried burdens for too long. God's voice is saying, lay them down. The weight of your past, the fear of your future, none of it belongs to you anymore. He's taking it, replacing it with peace, with purpose, with a life that overflows. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. And the world will see it. They'll see the light in your eyes, the strength in your step, the joy that no storm can steal. This isn't about chasing miracles. It's about becoming one. When you listen to God's voice, you become a living testament to His power. People will look at you and wonder what changed. They'll see the way you move through life, unshaken, unstoppable, and they'll know something divine is at work. Your life is the proof, the evidence that God still speaks, still moves, still transforms. You are at a crossroads. One path leads to the familiar doubt, hesitation, playing small. The other leads to God's promise, a life of impact, abundance, and purpose. His voice is the guide. And these 15 minutes are your invitation to choose. Don't anger Him by ignoring this call, not because He's wrathful, but because He loves you too much to let you settle for less than you were created for. Every moment you spend listening is a moment you're stepping closer to your destiny. God's voice isn't just words, it's a force, a current pulling you toward the life you were always meant to live. You're not here to struggle. You're here to soar, to rise above the noise, the pain, the fear, and to show the world what it looks like when a chosen one answers God's call. Right now, God is preparing something extraordinary for you. It's not just a blessing, it's a transformation. Your finances, your health, your relationships, they are all part of His plan. But you have to listen. You have to stay open. You have to trust that His voice is leading you to a place where every dream you thought was lost is waiting to be reclaimed. You've been through the fire, chosen one. You faced trials that should have broken you, but here you are, still standing. That's not luck, that's God. His voice has been with you all along, guiding you, strengthening you, preparing you for this moment. Now He's saying it's time to step out of the shadows, time to claim what's yours, time to let His voice drown out every doubt. Don't let these 15 minutes pass without action. Hit that like button, subscribe to join the chosen ones, and comment 777 to declare your faith. These small steps are more than they seem. They're signals to the heavens that you're ready to walk in God's purpose. Do it now, and let's keep going. God's voice is also a promise of restoration. Everything you've lost, time, opportunities, hope, He's bringing it back multiplied. Joel 2:25 says, I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. That's not just a verse, it's a guarantee. The years you've spent struggling, the dreams you thought were gone, they're not. God's voice is calling them back to life right now. As you listen, you might feel like you're not enough, like you've messed up too many times. But God's voice says otherwise. He chose you, not because you're perfect, but because you're His. He sees the masterpiece beneath the cracks, the warrior beneath the scars. When you listen to Him, you start to see it too. You start to walk taller, speak bolder, live braver. This message is urgent because your time is now. God doesn't speak on a whim. He speaks with purpose. The world needs you, chosen one. It needs your courage, your light, your unique gift. You're not here to fit in. You're here to stand out, to lead, to heal, to build. And God's voice is the blueprint for how to do it. Listening to God means letting go of control. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to know every step. His voice is the compass, and it's pointing you toward a future that's bigger than your imagination. Trust it. Follow it. Let it guide you through the unknown, because what's waiting on the other side is worth it. You're not just hearing words right now. You're receiving a divine transmission. Every sentence is a seed planting faith, hope, and courage in your soul. Let it take root. Let it grow. Let it transform you into the person God always knew you could be. You're not here by accident. You're here because He's ready to move in your life like never before. God's voice is also a call to action. He's not just speaking to comfort you, He's speaking to activate you. It's something you're meant to do right now in this season. Maybe it's starting that business, forgiving that person, chasing that dream. Whatever it is, His voice is the push you need to take the first step. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfection. Move. You've been chosen for a reason. Not because you're better than anyone else, but because God saw something in you that the world can't see. He saw a heart that's willing, a spirit that's resilient, a soul that's ready to shine. His voice is reminding you of that truth right now, calling you to step into your purpose with boldness. The world might try to drown out God's voice with distractions, bells, drama, doubt. But His voice is stronger. It's the anchor in the storm, the light in the dark, the truth that cuts through every lie. When you listen, you're not just hearing words. You're tapping into a power that changes everything. Your life, your future, your legacy, they all shift when you say yes to His call. Right now, God is aligning things you can't see. Connections are forming, resources are coming, doors are opening. His voice is the signal that it's happening. The confirmation that your breakthrough is closer than you think. Don't ignore it. Don't doubt it. Lean in. Listen and let His words guide you to the next step. You're not alone on this journey. Thousands of chosen ones are hearing this same call, feeling this same fire. Drop a 777 in the comments to seal your commitment. It's a small act, but it's a declaration that you're ready to walk in God's plan. God's voice is also a promise of victory. Whatever you're facing, fear, lack, rejection, it's not the end. His voice says, you're an overcomer. John 16:33 says, in this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. That's not just a hope, it's a fact. When you listen to God, you're aligning with the one who's already won the battle. You might feel like you're in a wilderness right now, lost and unsure. But God's voice is the way out. It's the path through the desert, the water in the dry places. Isaiah 43:19 says, see, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? That new thing is happening now, chosen one. His voice is the sign that your breakthrough is here. Don't let fear stop you from listening. Fear will tell you you're not ready, that you're not worthy, that it's too late. But God's voice says otherwise. He says you're chosen, you're capable, you're His. Every time you choose to listen, you're silencing fear and stepping into faith. That's where the miracles happen. That's where your life changes. You're not here to live small. God's voice is calling you to something bigger, a life of impact, purpose, and abundance. He's not speaking to fill the silence. He's speaking to fill your life with meaning. Every word He says is a step toward the destiny He's written for you. Listen and you'll see it unfold. Right now, God is stirring something in you, a fire, a vision, a courage you didn't know you had. His voice is the spark. And these 15 minutes are the moment it ignites. Don't let it pass. Hit that like button. Subscribe to stand with thousands of chosen ones. And comment 777 to declare your faith. These actions aren't just for the algorithm. They're for your soul. A way to say, I'm ready, God. God's voice is also a call to rest. Not the rest of laziness, but the rest of trust. Matthew 11:28 says, come to me all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. When you listen to Him, You don't have to carry the weight alone. He's taking it, lifting it, turning your burdens into blessings. Let go and let His voice lead you to peace. You've been fighting battles. No one sees struggles in your mind, your heart, your spirit, but God's voice says the war is already won. You're not fighting for victory, you're fighting from victory. His words are your armor, your strength, your assurance that nothing can stand against you when He's on your side. This moment is sacred. These 15 minutes are a divine appointment, a chance to align with God's plan. Don't rush through it. Don't ignore it. His voice is speaking, and it's speaking to you, chosen one, warrior, light bearer. You're not here by mistake. You're here because God has something to say, and it's time to listen. God's voice is also a promise of renewal. Whatever you've lost, confidence, time, dreams, He's restoring it. Psalm 51:12 says, "Restore to me the joy of your salvation." That joy is coming back. That strength is returning. His voice is the catalyst, the power that brings dead things to life. Listen and watch what He does next. You might feel like you're at the end of your rope, but God's voice says the rope doesn't matter. He's your anchor. He's not asking you to climb. He's asking you to trust, to listen, to let His words pull you out of the pit and into the promise. Your story isn't over. It's just beginning. And His voice is the pen writing the next chapter. Right now, God is moving mountains you can't see. He's shifting circumstances, aligning opportunities, preparing a way. His voice is the confirmation that it's happening, the assurance that what's coming is greater than what's been.